Weeding School Library Collections. Just the facts. Weeding is a term that comes from gardening, and much like the weeds that can choke out flowers or vegetables in your garden, outdated, irrelevant, worn-out books can choke out the newer titles in your school library, making them harder for your students to find. Today's students are accustomed to getting fairly instant answers to their questions, and they trust the books in their school library will be both current and accurate. So, what's considered outdated? Well, that depends upon the topic. For nonfiction, experts in library science have developed recommendations for the average dates of books. Encyclopedias, fact books, world records, computer science should really be no more than 5 years old. Philosophy, psychology, and religion can be up to 10 years old before they become outdated. Economics, law, government, careers, and social problems shouldn't be more than 7 years old. And dictionaries, languages, and thesauri should be no more than 10 years old. Chemistry, biology, physics, genetics, these are topics that change quickly and should be no more than 5 years old. Medicine and health, manufacturing, construction, machines, and other applied technology shouldn't be more than 7 years old. Photography, graphic arts, literary criticism, geography, history, sports teams and players really should be no more than 10 years old. Although some books withstand the test of time, most fiction titles lose their appeal after about 10 years. Books that no longer interest students gather dust, grow mildew, and crowd the shelves, making it hard for students to find what they really want. The older a title is, the more likely it is to be outdated like this. This book, about computers today, was published in 2003. And just a quick look at the illustrations tells you how out of date the information in this book already is. The older a nonfiction title is, the more likely it can contain dangerously inaccurate information, like this book that describes cancer as being a disease mainly of old people and declares those who are diagnosed with cancer to be doomed. Older titles are also more likely to contain gender or ethnic stereotypes, like this picture dictionary that shows only men as holders of jobs, women and girls in domestic roles, and uses outdated terms and stereotypical representations for Inuit and Native Americans. Even titles that are not terribly outdated can misrepresent history, like this book about slave families published in 2003. It shows slave children playing with the master's children, talks about slave children who are too young to work being cared for in a nursery, and what slaves do on their off days on the weekends.
The weeding out process it just made things look more inviting. Not that it wasn't inviting before, but it made things more inviting for the new students at Mizik to see, oh my goodness, I don't have to read all of the books that used to be cramped in here, but now I can just have like a few, a lot. It seems more inviting for people to come and read.
You may be asking, what if I don't have the money to replace these books? Let's suppose that on a personal level, you don't have a budget to buy new sweaters this fall. If your closet is full of sweaters that are no longer appealing or no longer fit, do you keep them just so your closet won't be empty? Or consider what a student said about this book, recently weeded from his middle school library.
It only helps if you're looking for like a project book. Whenever teachers give you projects and like go get a book from the library, you couldn't find any of them because they were all these old books that had bad information. And then, like this book, Modern Robots, and it shows a robot from like the year 1970 or something like that, so it's extremely old. So, I don't like really, I can't use this, and if it's the only book I can use, that's what I have to do, so I can't really get help on my robotics project whenever I need it.
When you're ready to freshen up your school library collection to make it more inviting for your students, give us a call at Library Media Services. We're here to help.